Hi there, Crab Rangoon here, and today I'm telling you about Titane. Titane is the sophomore film from French director Julia Ducournau. Her first film, Raw, was a successful cult hit back when it came out, but at least for me, my appreciation for it is only growing over time. And considering it already started in a place of, this is everything I could have wanted from a director's debut, that places some heavy expectations on her next project. I saw similarities in my reaction to her career path as I did Robert Eggers, in which a first-time director makes something that is not only a fantastic film, but also tinged with foreshadowing at the creative potential even greater artistic maturity will bring them. Like Eggers and Ducournau are the right and left eyes clairvoyantly looking into the future of horror. And with Titane, the comparisons happily continue. I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for the sublime delicacy of Raw, but concerning Ducournau's growth as an artist, if Raw is her the witch, then this is very much her the lighthouse, as it represents a bold, ambitious window into every one of her talents becoming significantly more experienced and refined. Raw is beautiful and morbid and intimate and rough and perfect, but Titane is all of those things, yet also so massive and effectively calculated, I think she's surpassed it. First and foremost, it is much more visceral than Raw. While the blood and guts of her debut result in some truly striking imagery, Titane is a film set on putting its characters through incredible amounts of physical pain and actively, painstakingly drawing you into their headspace as they do. One character is repeatedly forced to bind her breasts, and Ducournau holds the camera on the chafed scarring across her chest every time she reapplies the bandaging, the sound design impeccably capturing the crackle of it slowly tightening around her. It's movies like Titane that demonstrate the level of gore doesn't always translate to what's most effective. The presentation and details surrounding the violence Ducournau includes is a perfect display of purposeful, narratively necessary violence. Among the most significant themes in Titane is the fragility and limits of our own flesh and blood, languishing and when those limits are met with physical pain, but it's clear Ducournau also has a well-rounded reverence for bodies as well. Every feature of every body on screen is treated with the utmost respect, whether it be highlighting the deliberate imperfections or uninhibited dancing. And once again, this was also true in Raw. It requires a certain level of comfort with real human bodies, but to see a director photograph people this way, in a complete spirit of fraternity, that's not shallow or condescending, but still so provocative. There's nothing like it. It's one of her best features as a director. The opening to the film is a brief but perfect introduction to the protagonist and her motivations. You'll need to keep in mind the messages of the movie, how such an event would mold this character as she got older. As while Titane is not difficult to understand, it does not take the time to explain itself. There are dramatic, intriguing shifts in the direction Ducournau takes the story, whether it's the source of tension in a given scene or characters' roles and relationships evolving over the course of the film. Each twist and turn is so wonderfully informed by the information we've been exposed to and happens not a hair too late or too soon in order to maintain the excellent pacing. So many aspects of how Titane handles information are thematically multifaceted, but despite the variance she has to offer, Ducournau's handle on which concepts to introduce you to first and how shocking or raw they should be is impeccable. It is exquisite in every sense of the word. As for flaws, I only have two definite marks against Titane. Compared to the wealth of emotion and purpose even minor characters bring to it, there is one whose inclusion has a noticeably singular focus. They've a pretty plot-relevant role as well, so it's kind of hard not to notice them sticking out like a sore thumb. Also, for most of the runtime, Titane keeps itself grounded in reality. The limited fantastical elements, when they come up, are just as wonderfully executed as everything else. However, there is one which I just don't understand the logistics of. The scene in question is one of the most pivotal to the story, yet I ask myself how exactly the action on screen is taking place, as that aspect is not explained very well. I would highly suggest entering Titane as blind as possible, which is why I've tried to obscure any plot details the best I can. Almost every idea is fully fleshed out from its introduction onwards, rife with personality and care. I love watching these characters, and their performances so clearly show the gears turning inside their heads to process a situation and what their next action should be. I love the tenderness that peeks through the film's violent sexual exterior. I'm so convinced already that Titane is going to live in my memory as not just a great film, but a staple film for the 2020s. Hopefully becoming just another notch in Ducournau's belt that has launched her even deeper into the realm of creative possibilities. It is so thematically dense, it defies succinct description. At some point, I'd just be frantically listing adjectives. The sheer wealth of emotional responses this film worked out of me is a labyrinth of the fantastic and wonderful things the best of cinema lets me feel. It's not for everyone. I suggest it to people who can handle a decent shock to their system in ways horror movies don't usually provide, as Titane will definitely reward any willing viewer with a well-realized story of human fragility and unconditional love. I'm giving Titane a 9 out of 10. So, did you like this movie more than me? Less than me? Well, if you care to, please tell me. And if you like not only words, but the way I arrange and then say them, please consider giving this video a like and subscribing to me, Brian from the channel Brian. It helps with the algorithm. So thank you, and goodbye.